I wanted to sort of explore our resilience now and the importance of this site and what are the implications if there is a failure. But perhaps it's useful to this committee and people watching this to realise, I guess, the impact of major disease outbreaks. And again, I declare a professional interest as a vet, and I was deployed in the field in the front line in 2001 in foot and mouth, sites I never want to see again. So I'm going to put my first line of questioning to Professor Middlemiss. Could you outline to the committee the importance of this institution by telling us how serious an infectious disease outbreak is, such as foot and mouth? I mean, the NAO, their reports documented it was about £3 billion worth to the public sector, £5 billion to the private sector, but actually probably the impact is unquantifiable. On the EFRA Select Committee, we are doing currently an inquiry on rural mental health, and we're taking evidence, and that certainly in Cumbria and other parts severely affected in the country, there is a severe legacy of this in terms of the mental health impacts to communities. So I don't think you can quantify that. So perhaps you could give us some perspective of what it means to the country and to people and to animals when we get a major disease outbreak such as foot and mouth, but heaven forbid in the future something like foot and mouth, African swine fever, African horse sickness. But Professor Middlemiss, if you could outline that to us.
Thank you, Dr. Hudson. Absolutely. I think whilst foot and mouth disease, African swine fever are animal diseases, they're not zoonotic diseases. I think they very much have what I'd call a One Health impact, because absolutely, as you say, they affect the animals. The animals are infected, and often the only way to deal with that may be culling them, and we culled millions of animals in foot and mouth disease. But every animal has an owner, and that owner is absolutely affected by the impact of that. And as we saw, the mental health impacts in 2001, and interestingly enough, with the suspect foot and mouth disease we had several weeks ago, when I put in place a temporary control zone, it was noticeable that in the media and Twitter, that people remembering 2001 and that huge impact it had for them. Weybridge and the experts, they play a massive role in that, because they are, right from that very initial suspicion of disease, standing up testing, understanding what's going on farm, providing expert advice to me and the other decision makers to get that balance of disease control, confirmation disease control, restrictions, culling, whatever are the effective measures, to get the balance right between control of disease and understanding the impact.